Welcome to Esoteric Everyday, the daily initiation. My name is Edward Aponte. Each day, we will examine one ancient practice, one sacred symbol, one forgotten teaching, or one principle, and translate it into something you can use in your actual daily life. Today, we begin with the foundation. What is esoteric mind training? The word esoteric is often associated with secret societies, forbidden books, mystical symbols, and knowledge hidden behind closed doors. But at its root, esoteric points towards something inward. It describes knowledge that cannot be understood only by observing the outside world. It must be experienced within. Esoteric mind training is the disciplined practice of turning inward, not to escape life, but to become more conscious of the forces shaping the way you live.
Attention is trainable.
Most people have been taught how to use their minds, but very few people have been taught how to observe the mind. We learn how to remember information. We learn how to solve problems. We learn how to defend our opinions. But we are rarely taught how to recognize the moment our attention has been captured without our permission. We may believe we are really choosing our thoughts, yet many of our thoughts arrive automatically. They are triggered by, let's say, fear, a habit, memory, resentment, desire, social pressure, and good old-fashioned repetition. The untrained mind does not necessarily lack intelligence. It lacks inner supervision. Esoteric mind training begins the moment you discover that you are not required to obey every thought that enters your mind. A thought can appear without becoming an instruction. An emotion can arise without becoming your identity. An impulse can be felt without becoming your next action. This is one of the first great discoveries of inner training. There is a difference between what happens inside you and what you consciously choose to do with it. Ancient traditions gave different names to this discovery. The yogic tradition spoke of witnessing the movement of the mind. Buddhist practices developed disciplines for observation. Stoic philosophers examined their impressions before consenting to them. Christian mystics practiced watchfulness, stillness, and guarding of the heart. The language differed, but the central challenge remained the same. You can become conscious before you become reactive. Ancient practitioners developed methods for interrupting the automatic consciousness. They used breath, posture, silence, repetition, mantras, prayer, mudras, visualization, sacred images, ritual movements. These practices may appear very different from one another, but many of them operate through a similar structure. A symbol gives the mind direction. A breath helps you regulate the body, and intention gives the practice meaning. When these elements are joined, an ordinary moment can become an act of conscious training.
Symbol plus breath plus intention.
This does not mean that every ancient claim should be accepted without examination. Esoteric training should not require us to abandon reason. It should require us to deepen attention. A mudra is not powerful merely because the hands takes a particular shape. A mantra is not transformative merely because a certain sound is repeated. A symbol does not change your life because it is ancient. The transformation occurs through participation. What are you attending to? How are you breathing? What emotion are you reinforcing? What intention are you carrying? And what behavior follows the practice? The real question is not only does this symbol contain power, the deeper question is what kind of consciousness am I practicing while I use it? Because whatever state you repeatedly practice becomes easier to enter. And whatever reaction you repeatedly obey becomes easier to repeat. Esoteric mind training is not about appearing mysterious. It's not about collecting esoteric ideas. It's not about memorizing vocabulary. It is not about using ancient traditions. It's to feel superior or to other people. The purpose of training is transformation. Can you remain still when you would normally react? Can you observe fear, for example, before fear makes your decision? Can you notice an impulse before the impulse takes control? Can you enter a difficult moment with more awareness than you possessed yesterday? That's progress. If the practice does not eventually influence the way you live, choose, speak, and respond, then it has remained just information. It has not yet become initiation. This is where esoteric mind training connects to human agency. Agency is your capacity to participate consciously in the direction of your life. It is not absolute control. You cannot command every circumstance. You cannot prevent every loss. You cannot choose every thought that initially appears. But you can train the space between stimulus and response. You can strengthen the moment between feeling and action. You can become more aware of the influences attempting to choose through you. Agency does not begin when you make a dramatic life decision. It begins earlier. It begins when you start noticing.
Agency begins now.
Before you change your life, you must become conscious of what is presently directing it. That is the beginning of esoteric mind training. Today's initiation is called the 3 pauses. You will practice it 3 times a day. Choose 3 ordinary transitions before opening your phone, before, let's say, eating a meal, before entering a room, a meeting, before beginning a conversation. At each transition, stop for 1 complete breath. Do not immediately act. Just inhale slowly through the nose, pause briefly, then exhale without forcing it. Then ask yourself, what is directing me right now? Do not try to produce a spiritual answer. Simply notice. Am I hungry? Is it just habitual? The anxiety, curiosity, loneliness, duty, fear, or intention? Then make the next movement consciously. You may still open your phone. You may still eat your meal. You may still enter that conversation. You may still go on with your day. But the objective is not denial. The objective is awareness before the action. 3 pauses, 3 breaths, 3 opportunities to reclaim your attention. That is your practice for today. That's simple. Tomorrow, we will enter the first practical doorway. Until then, protect your attention. It is the doorway through which your life is being directed.